everyone. I am Marie Glenn Guenga and I'm going to talk about the introduction of market integration. Before we start in market integration, let's tackle first what is market.
Market is a system of institutions, rules, procedures relating to the exchange of goods and services between person and organization, meaning it is a market that exchange of goods and services takes place to buy and sell. Market can be defined in different ways, which is geography, customer, and product.
Dig deeper into knowing what global market integration is, and all of the necessary information we have to learn about it, let us first know what integration means. According to Ulrich Kuster, integration is a state of affairs or a process involving attempts to combine separate national economies into larger economic regions. Market integration, on the other hand, is a process which refers to the expansion of firms by consolidating additional marketing functions and activities under a single management. Global market integration occurs when prices among different locations or related goods follow similar patterns over a long period of time. According to the Cambridge Business English Dictionary, market integration is a situation in which separate markets for the same product become one single market.
There are types of market integration, which is horizontal integration, vertical integration, and conglomeration integration. Horizontal integration, this occurs when a firm or agency gains control of other firms or agency performing similar marketing functions at the same level in the marketing sequence. Meaning, in this type of integration, some marketing agency combine to form a union with a view to reducing their effective number and the extent of actual competition in the market. It is advantageous for the members who join the group. Vertical integration, this occurs when a firm performs more than one activity in the sequence of the marketing process. It is linking together of two or more functions in the marketing process within a single firm or under a single ownership. Meaning, it is a type of integration makes it possible to exercise control over both quality and quantity of the product from the beginning of the production process until the product is ready for the consumer. Conglomerate integration. It is a combination of agencies or activities not directly related to each other it operates under a unified management be termed conglomeration. For example, Berkshire Hathaway, Amazon, Alphabet, Facebook, Procter & Gamble, Unilever, Diageo, Johnson & Johnson, and Warner Media. One of the main reasons for conglomeration is creating something new from the combined energies of multiple companies to produce independent goods and services under one parent company's management.
Hello everyone, my name is Yuri Contreras from Bscs 1E. Today I will discuss to you what is positive integration. Positive integration aims at standardizing international economic law and policies. For example, a country which has its own policies on taxation trades with a country with its own set of policies on tariffs.
A tariff is a tax imposed by a government of a country or of a supranational union on imports or exports of goods. The purpose of tariffs is to serve as a source of revenue, to protect domestic industries, and to remedy trade distortions' punitive function.
Likewise, these countries have their own policies on tariffs. These countries will work on having similar and identical policies on tariffs. The future of globalization looks bright. With the increased innovation, development, and transferability of technology, the global economy will witness more integration and interconnectedness. Enhancing this is the inherent high mobility of the current and upcoming generation. While national governments will continue to be relevant, national policies and decisions will be greatly influenced by external factors related to the impacts of globalization. Developing and emerging markets will be mostly affected due to their development, needs and consequence demand for technology and development skills to address their development and growth challenges.
Negative integration.
Hello everyone, my name is Joan Christine de la Cruz for Group 2. Our topic today is negative integration.
Negative integration. This implies the elimination of barriers that restrict the movement of goods and services and factors of production. For example, the non-tariffs and tariffs barriers are being reduced as main tool in integrating markets.
Supranational arrangements.
I'm Edgar Jacinci Braganza. Today, I'm going to tell you something about supranational arrangement. Supranational arrangement is a type of multinational political union where negotiated power is delegated to an authority by government of member states.
A supranational organization offers a way to set international rules governing the affairs of nations, with an eye to preventing conflicts. Countries that are members of supranational organizations such as the Europe and World Trade Organization agree to cede sovereignty on some issues to the group. Preferential agreement.
My name is Charlie A. Caponbon from Bscs 1E.
Today, I will discuss to you what is preferential agreement. Preferential trade agreements or PTAs are treaties that remove barriers to trade and set rules for international commerce between two countries or among a small group of countries. PTAs directly affect a country's economy by altering its flows of trade and investment. Primarily, through trade, PTAs indirectly affect other aspects of country economy such as productivity, output, and employment. As of August 2016, the United States had established 14 PTAs with 20 of its trading partners. This report surveys the economic literature on trade and PTAs and summarizes the literature's finding on how trade and PTAs have affected the U.S. economy. And that's all. Thank you.
Free trade.
Hi, I'm Demi Andrew Castillo, and here's my explanation about free trade area.
A free trade area refers to a specific region wherein a group of countries sign a free trade agreement that seals the economic cooperations among them. The free trade area main goals are to bring down barriers in trading, especially tariffs and import quotas, and encourage the free trade of goods and services among its members countries. A free trade area is concerned with removing tariffs and regulations that are applied to members countries who trade with each other. Members establish a common set of policies that regulate trade, terms, tariffs, and quotas. Another thing about a free trade area is the imports from outside the area do not confer the benefit of the free trade agreement. For example, two countries that are members of a free trade area, such as the US and Mexico, refrain from imposing tariffs on each other. However, if a US company imports bananas from South America, they would be subject to tariffs.
One option for the UK after leaving the EU is to stay in the European Free Trade Area. A free trade area is a group of countries who promote trade between member nations. To do this, countries don't put taxes, tariffs, or quotas on each other's goods. Tariffs are taxes placed on goods from other countries. If the UK left the free trade area, then the area would be able to put taxes and tariffs on our exports. This would make them more expensive and far less attractive to European customers. Quotas are limits countries set on the number of goods which can be imported and exported. If the UK were to leave the free trade area, then the EU could determine how many of each type of product could be sold in the area. 44% of the UK's exports go to the EU, worth nearly £250 billion a year. So having the ability to sell as much as we want tax-free to the EU is a big advantage to the UK. There are two other ways of encouraging international trade you might have heard of. These are the single market and customs union. The main difference between the free trade area and the customs union is how the members of each group treat external partners. In a free trade area, every nation in the area is allowed to set their own tariffs for external countries. This means that all members of the European Free Trade Area can place their own individual tariffs on goods from the US. In a customs union, all of the countries involved set the same tariffs on external countries' goods. Because of these differences, free trade areas are a bit open to exploitation. Hypothetically, let's say that France and Australia are both in a brand new free trade area, which means there's no tariffs placed on the goods the two countries trade. America isn't part of this new area, which means both countries can set their own individual tariffs on American goods. France choose to set a higher tariff on America than Australia do. To get around this, American companies can set up a subsidiary business in Australia. They can ship their goods to their Australian business, paying the smaller tariff, then export tariff-free to France.
That's it. I hope you understand free trade area.
Custom unions.
Custom union. Does any one of us wants and dream to have a free movement country? A country in which implementing free trade between member countries. A purpose that is to increase trade in goods and services between member countries. That is what a custom union will do. Aside from being a free trade country, does any one of us has an idea about the custom union? Alright, when we said custom union, its main goal is to have an agreement between two or more neighboring countries in which they will remove barriers to trade between them and to set uniform tariffs with non-member countries. Countries that implements custom unions charges a common set of tariffs to the rest of the world while granting free trade among themselves. We all know that tariffs is the tax being paid on a particular class of imports or exports. And this is where custom union works. Its main goal is to at least lower the tariffs being paid by every country. More about the idea of custom union. European Union or EU is one of the best example of custom union. Goods move between EU member countries without tariffs, duty-free. In addition, all EU members charges non-member countries the same tariffs for imported goods. A custom union is similar to a free trade area. However, the two differ in terms of trade policies with non-member countries. Under a custom union, member countries have similar policies regarding trade with non-members. On the other hand, free trade does not have a uniform policy of trade with non-members. Each of them still has the right to determine their own policy. The creation of a custom union is beneficial for the economy in the long run. Apart from increasing trade between member countries, the custom unions also increase their position in negotiating trade agreements with non-member countries. The uniformity of import duties makes each member have the same interest in achieving the best agreement result. Furthermore, other purposes of a custom union usually also include build closer political and cultural relations between member countries, increase economic efficiency through a free flow of production factors. Now, the question will goes like this. In your own insight, do you really think custom union will help for the enrichment and success of the economy of one country? Do you really think it's a good idea to have a custom union running in one country? Now, sit back, relax, and think about the possible success of implementing a custom union. That's all, and thank you so much.
Common markets.
Hello everyone, my name is Dan Froiland A. De Chavez from Bscs 1A.
Common markets allow for free movement of labor and capital within the members' countries. For me, a common market is a formal agreement where a group is formed among several countries that adapt and cover external traffic in a common market and countries.
Economic union.
Economic union. When we say economic union, what are the ideas that comes to your mind? When we say economic union, it is the highest form of economic integration. It is an agreement between two or more nations to allow goods, services, money, and worker to move over borders freely. But before that, what makes one economy strong? Firstly, you can say that one economy is strong when there's a higher rate of economic growth. This means an expansion in economic output will lead to a higher income, higher output, and a higher expenditure. Second, low and stable inflation.
A low and stable inflation rate improves the well-being of the population. This is manifested in various ways. A low inflation rate promotes the efficient use of productive resources.
Third, lowly unemployment, and lastly, rising exports and a higher productivity. That's why people tend to do economic integration to make one country economy strong and to make their countries grow more.
For summary,
economic integration reduces or eliminates trade barriers among nations and coordinates monetary and fiscal policies. The aim is to reduce costs for consumers and producers, as well as to increase trade between the countries participating in the agreement. The more integrated economies become, the fewer trade barriers exist, and the more politically coordinated they are. Countries can agree to different levels of economic integration. A preferential trade agreement is a trading bloc where members reduce or remove tariffs on certain goods imported and exported throughout their region. A free trade area is a bloc in which countries reduce or remove tariffs on all goods among member nations. An example is the North American Free Trade Agreement. In a customs union, member countries reduce or remove tariffs among themselves and impose a common tariff against non-member countries. Countries involved in a common markets bloc freely exchange all goods, services, labor, and capital. An economic union is a common markets bloc among members that also share one trade policy with non-members. And in a monetary union, nations share a single currency such as the euro. The good thing about economic integration is its members pay smaller expenses to trade, which can spur economic growth. But one member of a bloc can bring others down if its economy or growth slows. The more integrated the economies become, the less flexibility the governments of member nations have to make adjustments that would benefit themselves.
That's all, and thank you.